Well, hello, Bulldog fans, and an eventful evening certainly for the Mississippi State Lady Bulldogs as they simply find a way to get an overtime victory over Louisville with a 73-63 decision, but not without some trepidation and some drama. The Bulldogs certainly get off to a very, very slow start, shot 20% from the field, but still found a way to have a 2-point lead after one period of play. State runs a nice little give-and-go play with Jordan Danbury and Victoria Vivians, with Louisville overplaying the wings to close out the first half and get to the halftime break with a 1-point lead. Asia Durr hits a big three at the end of three periods to give the Cardinals a 2-point lead, and from there it looked like the Cardinals were ready to kind of take over. They go on an 8-0 run, get the lead, and expand to their largest lead of the night with a 7-point lead, but State wasn't done. You fight back, you find a way. Tierra McCowan, very, very, very efficient tonight. 25 rebounds, 21 points, just astronomical type numbers. We mentioned in the pregame we felt like she would be the difference in the ballgame, and she certainly was. But the big moment, the defining moment of the ballgame was the Roshana Johnson left-handed stroke from the left wing on a play that Mississippi State hadn't run all year long. It's a play, kind of a variation of a play in a set that Mississippi State has shown on film a few times. Victoria Vivian said in the postgame that they expected them to kind of crowd Victoria, but Blair Schaefer mentioned that three of their players kind of closed out on her, leaving Roshonda wide open, coming off of Tierra McCowan's screen. She drops the shot, ties the game. Tierra McCowan, that was one of the things that people mentioned in the pregame, was that would she be able to keep up with the pace of this if it became a track meet? But there she was on the final possession of regulation, sprinting down court, making a play to alter the shot, force a missed shot there. Louisville misses on the putback, and from there Mississippi State takes over in overtime. Victoria Vivian scores 5 points to begin the period, and next thing you know, it became a free throw shooting contest, and Mississippi State was certainly going to win. Jordan Danbury, one of the heroes of the night, without question. Her play really gave State a lift when they absolutely had to have it. In her 10 minutes in the first half, she has 5 points and 4 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. She, down the stretch, was big for State. Morgan Williams mentioned it in the final seconds that Louisville was shouting to foul 24 that she wouldn't make her free throws, but then she made some really big ones down the stretch to kind of put things away. And just as if the night couldn't get any better, Mississippi State, courtside, sees Notre Dame upset #1 overall seed UConn, reminiscent of last year's overtime thriller with Morgan Williams with a shot at the buzzer. Notre Dame answers tonight, makes a shot with 1 second left to essentially put the game away. A valiant effort at the end. Katie Lou Samuelson grabs a full-court pass and gets it up on the rim, but the shot simply doesn't fall. The Bulldogs will now advance to play Notre Dame in Sunday's national championship game. And Bulldog fans have to kind of be scratching their heads and wondering if next year is finally here. It's always been a situation where the Bulldogs have been the bridesmaids rather than the brides, but now it sets up well for the Bulldogs. Notre Dame's clearly a great team. One of the things that you wonder about is with last year's win, Mississippi State had a bit of a hangover after beating UConn. It took a lot out of them emotionally and physically. The Bulldogs seemed to be the fresher team at the end of regulation tonight, and certainly after overtime, as it was all smiles in the Bulldog locker room. You have to wonder, though, what price did this win over UConn take on Notre Dame? We'll find out Sunday. Tomorrow is another media day here. We'll have full coverage. Robbie Falk and I are staying throughout the weekend as Mississippi State looks to capture the program and the university's first ever national championship.